Hey, you guys, Gears Raven here on behalf of Momma Mafia. Tonight I'm going to be interviewing Belle from BellsRides. Hey, Belle, how's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, so I've got some questions for you, Belle. So to start off with, tell everybody where you're from and what you ride currently.
Okay, I'm from Placerville, California. Been here at this home for 23 years. Lived in the area since '89. Let's see, I ride a 2018 Road Glide Ultra and a 2017 KLR 650.
So two motorcycles in the house for you.
Yeah, those are
Awesome.
mine. At one time we had 5 bikes
Very cool.
stuffed in the garage.
Well, we just bought our fourth one today, so I can relate.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Never have too many bikes.
absolutely. I think that's, yeah, I think everybody thinks that apparently. Okay, so tell me how you got into riding and how long you've ridden.
Okay, I was my daddy. He brought home a Honda 125 Enduro. It was in 1976 when I was 8 years old. He actually brought it home for my sister and my dad to ride, right, locally. And I threw myself a good old fashioned hissy fit because I wanted to ride too. And through my stomping my feet and crying and throwing a fit, my dad made a deal with me that if I could, when I could touch, I could ride too. And since I'm like 5 inches taller than my sister now, I grew fast. And by the time I was 9 years old, I was riding that bike.
Very cool. I love it when families ride together.
Yeah, yeah. Some of my most cherished memories is from riding with my dad. As I grew older, he had a different bike of 400, and I would ride him around the foothills of California in Snelling and Hornitos, Mariposa, Yosemite National Park, and those are some of my memories that I will never forget. My dad's no longer with me, so it's nice to have those memories.
Absolutely. That's very sweet indeed. So tell me, do you keep up with how many miles you typically ride in a year?
This year has not been as much because we had such a horrible winter. Usually we ride all year long, but every weekend that I came home, it was pouring or snowing or some ice. We had a horrible winter this last year. But when I got back into riding in 2012, after some time off, um, that first year I had a 2006 Road King, and I had that bike from September to April of 2013, and I put 7,500 miles on that bike. And then the second bike, another 7,500 miles. Well, almost. It was more like 73 or something like that when I had my accident and she went to Hurley Heaven. So
Wow, that's a lot of miles.
it is. It hasn't been as much this year, but now that it's nice weather, I'm sure it will get up there pretty quick.
Right, absolutely. Ride season has started. Everybody's back on the roads, posting their videos, and I'm having a
Yes.
hard time keeping up.
Same here.
But yeah, I'm the same way. We like to ride every weekend. So that's awesome. Ride as much as you can.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you ride alone or with others, or do you guys have friends in the area that you ride with?
Um, I mostly ride with my husband, mostly out of convenience because he's here. And, where we live, we're kind of spread out. My sister and my brother-in-law, they both ride, but they live down in the valley in Elk Grove. So we do meet up and go riding together every once in a while, but mostly when we ride, it's just my husband and I, or I'll sneak out early in the morning on the weekends and ride my KLR on one of the back trails or dirt roads or whatever.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I've watched one of your videos recently where you were out ripping around the back roads in your area and it looked like you were having a lot of fun. It looked like a
It
beautiful
was
place to ride as well.
a lot of fun. I love that. That bike is so much fun and so forgiving. I mean, it it only weighs 400 pounds, and compared to the big bike, that's like nothing. And it has great ground clearance, and it doesn't do anything really exceptionally well, but it does a lot of things across the board pretty okay.
If it works, get out there.
Exactly.
And you guys got a side by side recently as well.
Oh my gosh, that thing is so much fun. Yesterday was a full day. I took the KLR out in the morning. Then a little later in the mid-morning to afternoon, we took our Harleys down. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. So we rode our bikes down to go shopping for my anniversary present that my husband was surprising me with. And then in the evening, we took the KLR out, or the side-by-side out, and went down to this cute little creek and parked on the side and watched these big old school of trout playing around in the water. It was awesome.
So tell me, how did you get into moto vlogging?
Well, I've been doing it for a while. I just didn't have the capability of doing the voiceover, or not voiceover, but the actual talking part, until I recently upgraded the GoPro to a Hero 7 and got the mic adapter and put mics in my helmet and all that stuff. But I've been doing the moto vlogging. I didn't even know what it was called at the time. For I don't know, 2 or 3 years now, but nothing. I didn't go live with them on YouTube until last year. Yeah, it's more like a creative outlet. It's my time is limited at home, so it's kind of nice to have something that I could do fairly quick and have some kind of a creative outlet.
Right. I get that, yeah. And as far as audio issues go, I can totally relate to that. And I think a lot of other moto vloggers can as well, because I see people struggling with the audio. It's something that's really hard to get dialed in.
Yes, very much so. And they're so finicky. I mean, one little movement of the back of the camera and the adapter comes out just a tiny bit. Well, you think it's in, but it's not, and it's a whole conversation is missed on several of the rides that has happened. And so every once in a while, I just fill up there and try to make sure that it's all plugged in right. So you know, it's just like, okay, if it shows up, if it worked, it worked. If not, oh well. I'm still having
Right.
fun riding.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just get out there and have fun. And I'm struggling with that as well. I just bought a brand new camera and I fought with it for like 45 minutes to an hour last night, just trying to get the audio to come through. And through a series of changing a bunch of different cables around and
Mhm.
actually adding a splitter in between, I finally got it to pick up audio and went on my first ride today with that rolling. I haven't watched the footage yet. Fingers crossed I got it. If not, I'll still be dialing it in. But it's just
Right,
one of those things where you just have to keep at it and don't give up.
right, absolutely. And sometimes you just have to like add a little piece of tape to like keep it from falling out and try not to get too frustrated.
When you
Uh-huh.
try and try and try and you don't get what you want, it's hard not to get
Right,
frustrated.
right. So my anniversary present that my husband surprised me with was a new helmet. So I'm going to be doing the whole thing all over again.
Oh my goodness. Nice. What did you get?
I got a Shoei.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. We didn't get to pick it up because I had a special order it. They didn't have the color and the size. They had the size, but not the color. And so we had to order it. So it'll get here when I'm gone this week, of
There you
course.
go. Good. That's a nice gift.
It is.
Okay, so as a woman rider, how do you feel guys perceive you out on the road?
I think that they kind of dig it. I think that they're like thumbs up, and that they think it's really cool. I've never had any negative comments or anything like that, and I think that other motorcycle riders, other guy riders, if you show that you're, even if you're new, but you want to learn and you're being dedicated, that they want to help. And if you're competent, then already they're just like, cool, let's go, you know, and it's I think that they're down with it. I think they enjoy that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I haven't had any negativity either. I've had lots of support actually, even like not only through the moto community, because the guys through the moto community, man, they're awesome. They have been
Yeah,
very supportive of myself, Motorcycle Mama, the other ladies that ride. Not heard any negativity from the moto community, and even out in the real world, I've not come across any guy yet that's been like, "It's a girl, really? Okay."
right,
I've passed guys on my bike and they've been like, "Yeah, go ahead on." So, yeah,
right.
I
It,
don't have an issue with that either, I guess.
yeah, the only closest thing that I could recall that was kind of negative was more of a miscommunication. Was um, I was working on my bike and I was doing the filming and just kind of helping my husband, but my husband was doing more of it. And he commented, "Well, don't be afraid of a wrench. Get in there, do the work. Don't be, what did he call me? Oh, he called me a Barbie." And and that was like a slap in the face to me.
Oh,
I like being girly, but don't call me a Barbie. Like
right,
I can't get dirty or whatever. And it's like I wrote him back. It's like, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I've done. You know, just because I'm not turning a wrench in this circumstance doesn't mean that I can't. You're kind of jumping to conclusions. So why don't you go back and watch more of my videos to show that I did do that in some of them.
right.
And you know, and he goes, whoa, 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 I'm sorry, I didn't mean, oh my god, I watched some of your videos, I was wrong.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
was the closest thing to being negative, which
Yeah,
is really not that big of a deal.
right. So for those of you that don't know, Bill is actually a lady truck driver and she's got it going on, you guys. She's a badass. So have you ever dropped your bike or wrecked it?
Yes, on both. um, let's start with the dropping.
Okay.
um, my 2006 Road King, I was coming up, I was in the lead of four bikes, and I came up to a stop sign, and it was kind of an uphill grade and slanted a little bit. And I wasn't even thinking about it. I just came up to the stop, didn't even put my foot down. Neither one of them. I mean, it just went in slow motion. I didn't even get mad because I was laughing so hard. I was like, okay, that was a tard move. Um, just total out to lunch move. So it happened. So I picked it up and it wasn't damaged. It landed on the engine guard. So it was all good. And then the second time was on my 2010 Street Glide. That was Scarlet. And we had a really big ride. We were riding probably 7 hours straight, and a lot of wind, raining. I was just exhausted. And we pulled into, coming through the Bay Area, we pulled into the San Francisco Harley Davidson shop, and I went to put my feet down, and I just, I couldn't even hold it up. It just tipped over. I was so tired. And, you know, I did get mad at myself on that one. So I jumped up and, straightened it up before anybody got over there, and it got scratched, and I was really pissed, but it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Say I got it and I dropped it another time because I forgot to put my kickstand down and I thought, God, what an idiot move. But at the same time, I felt bad about it. But then I watched somebody's video. I don't remember who it was. One of the guys through the
Mhm.
moto community, and he dropped his bike in his driveway, and he was like, "Oh,
Yep.
yep." And I was like, "Oh, okay, grown men do it, so I shouldn't feel
Yeah.
so bad."
Yeah. It's going to happen. That's all there is to it. It's going to happen at least once.
Yeah,
Nothing has happened with Jim yet, so we'll see.
yeah. So you've wrecked a bike as well, correct?
I have. Scarlett, she is in Harley heaven now. That was a pretty significant accident. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I broke 3 ribs, tore my lung off of my, the membrane that holds your lung to your ribs, that got torn. Significant bruising. I'm still numb across my backside from it. But it is what it is. It sucked. It really did. I have a lot of stuff on my brain. I was thinking about a lot of heavy things with work, and hit a road hazard, and it shot me into a wall. And as I'm shifting down, trying to get it to slow down, um, I hit soft dirt and went high side and just tore out my whole bike. I mean, I'm laying on the ground. The emergency people were working on me. I thought I broke my hip, and I happened to look over at my bike, and it's just mangled. I mean, just mangled. The only thing that I have left of her is part of her saddlebag and the lid, and it's still hinged together, and that's all that I have left of her. And
Wow.
in fact, that's where I'm going to use that as art, wall art for all of the stickers. So once I start collecting them all, I'm going to do a nice display with the stickers on her. So it is what it is. You just get back on the saddle, and in fact, I was still on the walker when I got my next bike. And
That's incredible.
it was, it was a deal I couldn't pass up. I knew I was going to get another bike. I wasn't going to get it that soon. I was still on a walker, and I mean, 2 years newer, the the exact bike that I sat on when I went and bought my 2006 Road King. I loved it, but at that time I thought, oh, I'm a girl. A Street Glide is too big. It's what is it? 800 and something pounds, or 900 and something, 863 pounds, I think it is. And I'm like, there's no way. That's way too big of a bike. So I got the Road King, and within a few months, 6 months, I knew that it was not the right bike for me. I loved the bike. It was one of the best, funnest bikes I've ever owned, but
Mhm.
it wasn't for the type of riding that we were planning on doing with big trips. I wanted a bigger bike that had more storage and that had a bigger fairing for weather protection, because we ride all year long.
Right.
And so, you know, it is what it is. She's
Yeah,
gone.
that's incredible though that you had a wreck that bad and you were still determined to get back on and go. That's impressive. A
Well,
lot of people that would scare off.
it has scared other people. A friend of ours, um, he worked with my husband, a really, really sweet man. Um, and him and his wife were in an accident, and his wife died. And he said that there's no way that he could ride again. And he sold his bike, sold everything, and never never went back to it. And it
Yeah.
happens. I mean, when something significant like that happens.
We've had a lot of really, really bad accidents here in our area lately, deadly ones. And
Yeah.
so it makes you second guess yourself. It makes you think, do I really want to keep doing this? But I had a wreck myself, and I'll be sharing that soon. But yeah, I mean, mine wasn't horrible. I mean, it did involve a car, and it was my fault. It was a rookie mistake, I'm just gonna say, and I'll explain more about it later. But yeah, I went down, and I got up, and I was okay. Had my helmet on. My helmet got a scratch on the side of it where my head hit the pavement. Had a little bit of road rash on my knuckles and on my shoulder and everything, but got back up, wanted to ride the bike home. When I went to squeeze the clutch in, couldn't do it. My arm was broken.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
but I was determined, dang it, to get back on that bike.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
and part of it is determination, and some of it is the love of riding. I've been around bikes my entire life. My oldest brother is 64. His first ride was when he was 6 months old. And it's just has been through our family. My oldest brother, him and his wife both ride. My sister and her husband both ride. On my husband's side, his sister and brother-in-law ride.
Wow.
And then, you know, us, and my son came to us last year when he was for his 17th birthday. He wanted to take the safety course, and we said, of course, you know. And then he had a really big motorcycle accident where he should have not been with us anymore, but he got lucky, man. He had the right gear on. For one, he had this incredible helmet. This is a very awesome helmet. Had he not had this helmet on, he would either be a complete vegetable or no longer with us. He slid for 65 feet, missed an oak tree, missed a boulder, and flew into a creek face down another 40 feet. So, you know, it's a dangerous sport. It really
It is.
is. You have to love it.
I agree. I was just going to say you have to love it to do it. You really do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the moto community that we have on Instagram and on YouTube. Have you felt like you've been welcomed into that moto community?
Very much. Obviously, you know, I've been around motorcycles most of my life and riding and doing my thing, but getting involved with the moto community online is just, it warms my heart how much they are supportive and super sweet and really cool people, and I just love the interaction. Not only, I mean, as long as I've been riding, I still learn stuff from other people. It's really nice. And then seeing the other parts of the country that they're from and sharing it, it's pretty neat. I really love it.
I have to agree. It is. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Just the interaction with people and how nice people are and how
Right,
thoughtful, how giving. You know,
right,
it's
right.
been incredible. So along those lines, is there anybody within the moto community that you would like to meet or that stands out to you? I know you just did a little shout out video not too long ago, as a matter of fact, but is there anybody in particular that that brings to mind when you think of the moto community?
Yes. Okay, and I'm gonna start this off with, once you all get to know me, you'll know that I'm not a kiss ass. I rather give you hell and tease you than kiss your ass. Um, so I'm going to start off with that. And the person who I have been thinking about is you, Mary. And the reason why is, which is very logical when you think about it, because I realized after watching your channel for a while that you were on the mend from a surgery, and so you weren't able to ride. So you went down a different path of being creative. You had your mail calls and your sticker swaps, and that in itself was kind of cool. But then the support that you had showed others, it was like, it spread like wildfire. It was really cool. I could see that, okay, you're supporting them, and then they support you, and somebody else, and it just kept on spreading. But it
Oh,
all came back to you. So I think that you stand out the most out of most of the people.
that is very sweet. Thank you so much for that. I do love my moto community, and I do try and support as much as I can, and that all comes back from when I came across somebody in the moto community. I don't remember particularly who that one person was, but that one person, and I started watching videos. I was like, wow, this is a thing. I didn't think I would ever like to watch videos of people riding their motorcycles or talking, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And so I was, you know, like kind of fell in and saw a couple more people and realized there was a whole community out there, and just kind of popped in and introduced myself, and everybody was just so welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. I was just overwhelmed to a certain extent of just how kind people were and how thoughtful and how helpful. I mean, I could ask a question about something I didn't know anything about. Maybe, oh, I can help you with that. You know, I was like, wow,
Right.
really? And so, yeah, I've just, I was blown away by that. And in January, because all of this started, I think I started in the moto community sometime maybe late fall last year. And I was already posting little 1 minute videos on Instagram, just from this little camera that I had around my neck. And people were like, "You need to start a YouTube channel and get into moto vlogging." And I said, "I don't know. I'm not really a social media kind of person. I wasn't at the time at all." And I said, "Okay, well, I'll try it." And so I got into it and I absolutely loved it. But the thing was, my first video I put on YouTube on January 1st. I did a New Year's ride. And then at the end of January, I did have a surgery and I was doing good. I was 3 weeks in after the surgery and I was healing up and doing great. And I was like, yeah, just a few more weeks and I'll be back on the bike. I'm excited. And then something happened. Something went wrong with that first surgery. And I ended up having to have a second emergency surgery to fix the first one. And so I was devastated. I was just like, really? I'm just now getting into this. And now I have to just sit here for I don't know how many weeks it's going to take to heal. And I was kind of bummed. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I was forced to get content out there, but I
Right.
felt like I still needed to put stuff out and just encourage other people and um, support them by watching their videos or support them by just being honest. There was one video I put out where I was just flat out honest, like this is what's going on and can't ride right now, but I'm still gonna try and put content out. And so yeah, I've kind of been called the Mail Call Queen. Blue Black and Doyle started that. And I do have quite the sticker collection, but I love that. I love interacting with people and getting to know people through those mail calls and through those sticker swaps that we've done. And now it's ride season. Everybody's back on their bikes and
Right.
doing videos, and I'm having a hard time keeping up. But yeah, I appreciate that very much. I love the motorcycle
I
community.
do too. They are
It's
incredible
amazing.
group of people. And they have the inner bickering of whose bike is better, is it street glide or street bike,
Oh,
or if it's a cruiser bike or a touring, or I'm old, so I'm on a road glide ultra, so those are for old people. And it's like, yeah, whatever. But if I was broken down on the side of the road and a street bike came up, they would stop and help.
absolutely.
That's how the motorcycle community is. And I follow all kinds of different communities. The overlanding, I love overlanding, and I love RVing, and they're all great people too, but there's something a little bit more family oriented or family feeling of the motorcycle community. I really like that part.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there. Absolutely. All right. So give me three random things about you that people might not know.
Okay, let's see. I don't get embarrassed. That
Okay.
started when I was about 15 and a half. After I grew up in a small town called Mariposa, at the Mariposa Fair, there were tractor pulls, and my best guy friend was in it, and he won. And I give him a quick little hug, and he had this girlfriend who probably was told something worse happened, and because we were 15 and a half, or 15, 16, somewhere around there. And at the dance afterwards, she picked a fight and shoved me, and I had a tube top on, and it came up to here, and all my other guy friends were standing there, and I'm like, so after I kicked her ass, I decided I will never get embarrassed ever again. That was pretty awful.
But you still kick your butt. That's what counts.
Heck yeah, her and her friend.
You
I
go,
got a
girl.
little mad.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see what else. I was a heavy equipment operator for most of my adult life. For about 27 years, I was a business owner. Started with landscaping, and then it developed into general engineering. Got my license and ran a business for until 2010, when I started had to change a whole bunch of stuff. Housing market out here killed my business, so I used to play in the dirt for a living with equipment.
Very nice.
Let's see what else. I did write a note down. Let's see. Oh, that's easy. I like to shoot guns. I love guns. They're fun to shoot. Used to go deer hunting with my dad when I was little. My first deer was when I was 12 years old, a little four-pointer. I just love it. We don't get to do it very often anymore, but I like going to the range and shooting and just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it too. We live in city limits though, so we don't really. We could if we wanted to, but we don't really shoot in our backyard. We
Yeah.
haven't done it in a while, but heck yeah, girl, I'm all about a gun.
Well, we live way out in the country, but just the sound carries where we live. We're up on a hill, and it just carries. And
Right.
next thing you know, we'd have all the deputies at our house making sure everything was okay. So we just go to the gun range.
Yeah, for real. All right, I think that's probably all the questions that I have for you.
Okie
And
dokie.
we are going to do a drawing, and I'm going to tell you guys about
Oh,
that a little bit because you're probably sitting there going, how do I enter? How do I enter? Well, some of you already have, and this is how. Like I said before, this is an interview for Momma Mafia. There's myself, Motorcycle Mama, Bombshell Biker, and Mrs. Kiwi Rider that make up Momma Mafia. It was started by Motorcycle Mama, and it is basically the four of us, and we are a tight-knit little group, and we like to support other women within our motorcycle community, and we also like to support even the guys that are in our motorcycle community because they have shown us the love and support, and we appreciate it very much. So what I did was on our first Momma Mafia introduction video that was on Motorcycle Mama's channel, down in the side chat when people joined and were commenting, I actually wrote everybody's names down. And then when Bombshell Biker did the Momma Mafia broadcast on her channel, I wrote names down again. So some of you are in there twice. And so I printed those names out and I sent them to Belle, and she's got them, and she's going to do a drawing for us tonight, and she's going to draw two people out of there. Now, I don't have anything set in front of me that I can show you that I'm going to send, and this is why. I like to do more personalized gifts, and so whoever she draws out of there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact you. Sometimes I will even go, I'll like look to see what kind of motorcycle you ride, or I'll watch your videos, or I'll remember one of your videos, like something that was in there. And so I try and do a little bit more personalized. So I'm going to hand it over to Belle, and I'm going to let her draw two names out of there. And then I will contact those two people, and I will send you something out. So, Belle, take it
Okay,
away.
guys. So you already know that this was a special helmet because it saved my son's life. So it's very special and very lucky. So I'm going to use this for drawing the name. Okay, so first one is, I need my glasses, sorry.
That's okay.
Bronco Ride?
Bronco Ride. Bronco Ride won one of my other drawings. That's
Awesome.
funny.
And then the second one is, just get one, oh, I got two, sorry. There we go. Oh, I love this guy, Steve-O's Garage.
Oh, awesome. He's a new one. Good deal. Yay. Congratulations.
Awesome.
That
Very
was
cool.
awesome. So I will be contacting Bronco Ride and Steve-O's. Is it Steve-O's Garage, or is it, what is it?
Steve-O's Garage.
Steve-O's Garage. Yep. Thought so.
Yes.
So I'll be contacting you two guys and sending something out to you. But Belle, thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate it so much. I've enjoyed it.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me on your channel. It was so much fun. I was excited ever since you brought it up a couple weeks ago. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And guys, keep watching. Momma Mafia will be back next month. We're only trying to do this once a month, so it's not overwhelming. to you guys or to us. But next month is Rail's turn, and that is Mrs. Kiwi Rider. I'm not sure what she's got planned, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So be watching on Instagram for some pop-ups of what's coming up, and stay tuned. All right. Hope you guys are having a great day, great night, wherever you're at around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.